Hey guys! I don't remember the last time that I actually picked up my camera to vlog. That's saying something. The last couple videos, they were like sit down videos, the beginning of the month, February. I don't know how long this vlog is gonna be. We're just kind of gonna go with it. Obviously it's reading, mood reading. Me and my friend are currently, I just started like last night before bed, I only got 6% into it, The Never King. And I heard so many good things about it. Can't tell you what the plot is about. I just heard how good it is, how addicting, and how like invested you get in it. So I'm really excited about that. Basically what I have gathered what I have gathered so far is that we have the sea fae and then we basically have like the land fae. That's kind of where I'm separating the two. But on land there's different kingdoms, so there's different kings and queens and things like that, and she is a part of like the night fae, I believe, or something along those lines, and her dad is the one that defeated Eric's dad and killed him. The love interest is Eric and her. I think her name is it Livy or something like that. And so far I'm liking it. I'm 7% into it. I just kind of picked it up to start reading. I'm just kind of watching some YouTube because I feel like all of January I feel like I barely watched YouTube. I barely posted on my YouTube. Starting February I'm like, okay, you need to get back into the hang of things. Life has been hectic. My husband went to school in January, so life has kind of just been going. Like it's going, but it's not going fast enough, if that makes sense. I feel like we've traveled to Fort Knox so many times at this point because that's where my husband's going to school. I don't know, I feel like January was so long but also went so fast. Anybody else? I mean, I had a really good reading month in January. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I just don't know like what I did in January, to be honest. Like there's just, I feel like there's been gaps in my memory. Again, can't tell you what it's about. Maybe I should go read the description to you guys so that you guys kind of know, because right now I don't even know what it's truly about. I've signed up for some arcs because why not? I signed up to try to be a part of Monica Murphy's her content creating group. I thought that would be fun to do. I mean, there are a lot of requirements to be able to do that, so if you are interested in that, I would go to her. I think she made a post about it and go see. I thought that would be fun to do and just give me extra content to post, not only to support an author that I like, but also content for my own Bookstagram and things like that, which is really nice. It's just catching up on emails and doing all that good stuff because like I said, January I neglected any of my social media, my emails. I just neglected basically everything, and now I'm trying to catch up on everything. I feel like I go through months like that where I kind of just want to do absolutely nothing, don't want to be on social media, don't want to be on YouTube, and then I'm like, after that month I'm like, okay, you need to get your shit together and just do it. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna spend the morning just reading, kind of planning out my week and things that I need to do, finish writing some reviews that I need to write up that I just haven't gotten to. I'm trying not to fall behind on my reviews this year, so I've been doing pretty good. I think there's just maybe like one, like I think there's like 3 that I just need to finish, which I mean, it's kind of bad for it just being a month, but like I said, I neglected everything, and I kind of just have it set up the same way that I had all my other ones. I think I showed you guys, I can't remember, but I just have book series that I want to finish because these are series that I actually do want to finish, hopefully this year if I can. Like some of them only have like 1 or 2 that I need to read. Haven't done this yet because I want to print out the pictures and put them on here for my anticipated read for 2025, and then I want to do a video about it. Then I have my reading goals, and this is kind of just like a tracker, and I'm just coloring it in, and the colors kind of go with my rating system down here. Just put my reading goal amount that I want to try to achieve. So that's nice. And then we go into the reviews, doing the same setup. Like I said, I want to get pictures so that on this page I can post a picture of the book that I reviewed, and just cute little, kind of want to do like a collage on this page of the book, if that makes sense. I thought that would be pretty cute to do. The word, that's what I'm leaving the extra blank page for, so I can do a collage of that book on this page so that when I'm looking at it I have a visual and things like that, if that makes sense. I just need to finish Between the Never and Before review, Silver Fox, and then that's all. Maybe those are the only 2 that I need to finish writing reviews for. Yeah, I think that is correct. That's kind of where I'm at with that. So I'm not too far behind, and I don't want to get farther behind, if that makes sense. I've been trying to do it where like as soon as I am done with the book I write my review up. It kind of even goes for like, because my Bookstagram is mostly like reviews and like recommendations, mostly reviews if I'm being quite honest. Not whenever, but like when I notice like, hey, I don't really have anything to post, I'll go back to my reviews and kind of write up a summary of what I thought and what I liked about it, and then I'll make a post about it. That's kind of of what I've always done, especially because I feel like most of the reviews I do post 80% of the time are because they're ARC reviews. I'm trying to get better on just posting fun reviews, if that makes sense. I feel like that doesn't make sense. We want to get into the Never King. My friend is like 40% into it. I don't think she's gonna read much today because she does have an appointment for something today, so I'm gonna try to catch up to her today and then try to finish Burn, which Burn, not really liking it. I feel like there's just way too many like little plots that are trying to go on. I don't know if that makes any sense, so we're gonna see how that goes and how that all plays out. I definitely will not be reading the second book in that series. Hopefully it doesn't end in a really crazy cliffhanger where I feel like I need to, because that always, a cliffhanger always draws me back in. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm just gonna go on my Instagram and kind of engage my followers on there, like some posts and things along those lines. But I will update you guys in a little bit on how the Ever King is going for me. Also, I don't know if I showed you guys this, but look how cute. Oh, that's kind of crooked, but how cute is all that? This says The Wing Leader. If you know, you know. I'll talk to you guys in a little. Okay, I'm 11% into it now, and what I'm gathering is that after the war, the prince, now king, was sent back to the Ever Kingdom, which is basically, they're known as the Sea Fae. So I don't really, I'm trying to gather how, like, do they live underneath the water? Are they just out there in the sea? What, I'm just trying to figure, like, picture that in my mind. I'm not really sure how that goes. It seems that they used his blood to kind of put a barrier between the Sea Fae and then the Land Fae. Does that make sense? Hopefully that's making sense, because in my head it was making sense, but now I don't know if it's actually making sense. What I am thinking is that she is the key to opening it, because when she was younger, she had like this relic that he promised that he'll be back for. Okay, she fell and broke that relic, ended up getting a mark from the relic because how she fell on it. My thing is that I think she is the key to opening it, and right now she just went into the water to see how basically like that barrier works between their land and the sea. She touched it and all this crazy stuff started happening, right? And that mark on her arm started burning. So my thing is that I think she just opened it without even realizing that she was capable of doing so, and this is why she's connected to having all those crazy nightmares of the Sea Fae, singer, and things like that. So it's interesting to see how this is all gonna play out. Like, I think she's gonna be the one who's gonna bond the Sea Fae and the Land Fae, because her father and mother are very overprotective of her. Good way, as in like a father should be overprotective of his daughter. And I think because of that, or there's gonna be a drift between some of the Land Fae and the Night Fae, if that makes any sense. I'm excited to see how it's all gonna play out, and I'm actually really vibing with it right now. I think it is a little slow, but nothing that's like, it's gonna like throw me off. If my maintenance is here, I'm just gonna put the dog away and kind of just chill on the couch and read some more, because that's kind of just the vibe that I have going today. Don't feel like really doing much of anything. Need to figure out what I'm gonna do for dinner, but other than that, that's the vibe that we're going for. That's pretty cool. So he's called Blood Singer because literally his blood is poison. It goes, his eyes grew wet and glassy as his body twitched from the poison of my blood. I'd earned the name Blood Singer at a tiny 4 turns when my father tested the magic of his hair. I literally look bald, but you know, that's okay. To read this, it said, I dragged my nose along the silver wings, imagining her scent buried in the metal. Someday I vowed to destroy my enemy, but another darker side wanted to destroy his heir in a different way, devour her like the serpent from the story she once told me. Yes, please, please, please do all the above, actually. Like, let's just world peace. Let's bring Faye all peace. That's what I want. Let's bring them all peace. But I do love a good enemies to lovers, and it's gonna give because they both have been pining for each other obviously for years. It's been 20 years or something crazy like that, and they're still pining for one another. So can't wait to see what's about to happen. Then he goes, I wanted nothing more than to tear through the walls, shatter her world, then take what was left of her. And I bet you any money that is what he's about to do. I don't know why, I'm kind of really giddy right now. I'm giddy and I can't wait to see how this is all gonna come about. As you guys know, I've been reading, what is it called? The Ever King. Obsessed. Like, I want a pirate now. I want a pirate fae. Like, best of both worlds just combining into one. Like, what? Blood is poisonous. Like, I told you guys. She has the nerves to be like, but what if I like blood? The way that he laughed at her, like, I can just picture the whole scenario. Like, I was laughing with him because I'm like, this she grew some balls. Like, what is going on? I think that because of that mark, they are going to end up becoming married, or that's why he's taking her to, not taking her, I think he was gonna take her there anyways, to like the, is it Royal Island or Royal Castle, whatever the hell they're calling it. And I think he's gonna end up marrying her there. And it's gonna, I feel like it's gonna force them to have, like, they're gonna have to coexist with the land fae. Somehow there's gonna be like this little war that's gonna happen. But I think they're gonna have to coexist because of that kind of, like, that marriage would have to bring them together, and that's what I'm thinking in my head. But I could be totally off, guys. I am 32% into it. I ended up having to had to put it down last night. Was falling asleep, and it literally, my Kindle literally fell and hit my son in the head. So I was like, yeah, no, we're gonna turn you off now. But I'm 32% into. I wanted to try to get at least to 40% yesterday, like her, like my friend, but I didn't, and that is okay. The goal is gonna be to attempt to try to finish it today. We will see where we get. I do have, this morning I'm gonna try to take some time to finish editing my all the books I read in 2024 video. So that's what I'm gonna be doing this morning, because I really do need to finish that. I think I still have like at least 30 minutes left. Yeah, I'm excited to post this. I think it's just like a quick review of all the books that I read. It's gonna be pretty quick, like I said. Also redid my nails last night, and I'm just not, I don't know why last night I thought that this was more like of a yellow, and then this morning it's not yellow, it's orange. So it must have been like the lighting in my room. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not my favorite either. I am loving it though. I'm loving it. I'm also loving that, like, he's not this perfect person, I guess, in a way. Like, not just physically, but like mentally, he's kind of not all there either. And what he tells her that happened to him and why he basically wants to get revenge is just wild, and it's something that she personally can't believe, because she can't believe the people that she loved would ever do something crazy like that. We know that when you're in desperate and you're protecting someone that you love or the people that you love, you do anything, even if it's going past boundaries that you thought that you would never go past. I believe what he's saying, putting it all together. But okay, now back to editing. The lighting in this room is atrocious. I say this every single time I'm in this room, but I came on to tell you, we know how, like, in the Sea Fae lands, Ever Kingdom, their land is kind of like just dying. So that's why he has been trying to not only get his thing that he left behind with her, mantle, to try to save his land, because he needs that power. We also find out that she's a fury, which she can heal the land. Like, she can heal like plants and things like that. She ends up touching the ground where like the dead, I don't want to say grass because I don't know it's ground, but like where it was dead on the ground, and she like put her palm on it to kind of see if she can heal it, and she did heal it, but she felt like there was like something more. Do that, and sometimes she gets sucked into like the memory of what happened to the land and to that specific island. Wherever she touches, sometimes it kind of just sucks her in, and she has a hard time getting back out of it, because she's learning all the history and all the pain that this land has been through. She's the answer to everything at this point. But she learned while doing that is that there's dark magic on the land, so somebody must have cursed them for there to be dark magic on the land. That's my process of thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Now where the plot's going, I don't know, but the tension between her and him is on another level. Like, I just need them to like kiss, do something, admit their feelings for one another, just something at this point. I'm 40% into it now. I barely read today. I was editing all morning, finally got that video up, which was all the books I read in 2024. So finally got that video up. This is kind of my setup right now. But she goes, to me, what I see when I look at you, Eric Bloodsinger, is a king who has faced more than the kings before him. This book is making me so giddy for them, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Anytime they interact with each other, I'm like swooning, and I'm like, ah, yes, finally. Don't know what it is, but I'm absolutely loving it. I'm 75% into it, so I have 2 hours and 32 minutes left. I'm gonna finish this. If there's anything else I need to say, I will let you guys know. But I am blushing. I am everything while reading this, and I don't know why. I love Eric Bloodsinger. Also was swooning when she was defending him, like, yes, girl, defend your man. Defend it. My friend already finished it, so she's on to book number 2, and she said it's so heartbreaking and that the ending makes you want to go right into the next book. Kind of nervous. I'm kind of scared to see what's gonna happen next. Eating some nachos that I made, but he goes, I am in your hands. I am at your command, for you have made me love you, and you will be my destruction because of it. Swooning. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more. I am so hyped about this. I don't know why. I will say that it did drag until about like 60% of the book, where they get to the royal land or whatever the hell it's called. Not my son yelling help when he actually doesn't need help, guys. I promise he doesn't. I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen. Not her going, I said I'm yours. I trapped his face in my palms. I'm waiting for you to become mine. Me too. Me too. Ma'am, yes, that's the way you do it. She goes, if I cry her name, she whispered against my lips, then you better shout mine, you bastard. I love her. I love her just as I can't talk. I love her just as much as I love him because ma'am, yes, yes. Okay, I'm literally 80% into, I think I'm gonna straighten my hair. This is so random, I know, guys. Into the Ever King, and I'm obsessed. Eric gives off these very just like he doesn't give a fuck vibe, like he will kill you with no hesitation, like the villain vibes. Basically he gives you the villain vibes, but he has a heart of a fucking saint. I love this man and I see why so many people are hyped. I will say that the plot definitely picked up at like 60% into the book, where I'm just like, yes, give me more, give me more. But I feel like I'm at 87% and I feel like so much is about to unload in this next 10% to the end. I'm about to lock in. I'm about to lock in and finish this and jump right into book number 2. Because I'm gonna have to now. Like, what, who, what, when, where, and why? That's what I'm thinking. Also have to get my kids off the bus here in a second. And my son's calling me because I sat him down. Oh, sorry, the lighting. I'm coming, baby. You heard him, mama. That is the cutest, most precious sound in the whole wide world. Also hurt my back. I hurt my back really bad again. I'm like literally walking hunched over. Once I'm done with this book, I'll come back, give you my thoughts, my ratings, everything of that. And then we're gonna jump right into book number 2 because how can I not? Chef gets eggs. Up in smoke and yours was all about the past, and all you carried on your back, it was so heavy until you met me. I love that they have this thing going where he goes, don't regret me, songbird. I stroke his tree grinning, I never will, serpent. Oh, that's so cute. It's just so adorable. I love it. I love them together. Okay, I finished Ever King, jumped right into the second book because how it ends, just shut the door, punch me in the head. Did not expect the betrayal to be that big of a betrayal from someone they all trusted and had no clue that that person was gonna be the one to betray them. I'm 12% into the Ever Queen. I want to scream and cry and yell. I cannot believe they just did what they just fucking did. I cannot believe there are elves. I cannot believe the person that betrayed them is half elf. I want to scream and cry for her. No. No, no, and no. That's I want Fiona to fucking die. Let's start there. I want to be the one to kill her. I don't want her to, I don't want Olivia to be the one. I want to do it at this point because what the front door? I'm trying not to have a panic attack. Like internally, like everything's just going crazy because like how long is this book? Let me even, because what who, what, when, where, why did that just happen? Like I think the elves people are good. It's just that guy who's running for king to rule over all the elves. Dick, D-I-C-K, because what the ever loving hell did I just experience? Guys, no. This book started off with a bang. Not gonna lie, it's very fast paced, very engaging, very like you want to know what's gonna happen, so you're gonna keep on reading. And as you can tell, I'm very excited because I felt like the other book was very slow paced until we got to around the 60% and then it started like really picking up. Fucking hell, like why? Like I'm so angry. I'm so angry and I want to fight everyone for her. Literally want to fight everyone for her. I'm gonna get back to reading. I probably won't update you guys till tomorrow and I'll give you guys my rating for book 1 at the end of the video. My husband was home for the weekend, so I didn't really get to read much of anything, and yesterday we went to our friend's house and we kind of just hung out there for a little bit so that our kids could play, and yeah, so I didn't really do much of any reading yesterday and I've just been so tired. Friday after picking him up, we got home around 9 something and then I was up till like midnight just talking to my husband, just like, you know, like catching up. Like he's been gone for a whole week, so we just missed him. And then I woke up and I'm still tired, and our coffee machine has been like, yesterday I had no coffee and I think that's why I was even more tired. but the coffee tastes decent today. I don't know what was going on yesterday, but it wasn't doing it for me yesterday. Here we are. I'm about to finish the Everqueen. I literally have an hour left. I'm at 90%, and that's why I'm on here to update you guys, because I sucked and didn't pick up my camera throughout this whole book. Let's just say it was fast paced. The first day I read it, I started right after I finished the Everking, and I got to 50% like that night. I think I started it Thursday night, so going into Friday morning, I finished at 1 in the morning. I got to 50% at 1 in the morning, guys. And I couldn't put it down. I literally had to force myself to put it down. The good thing about the second book is that it is so fast paced, so entertaining, because you want to know what's going to happen. If you know how book 1 ended, then you know why you need to just jump headfirst into the next book, and it didn't disappoint. I'll tell you guys right now. So from where I'm at in the book, I have loved every second of reading it, and I have nothing bad to say so far. I will say that their love for each other is like no other. The way that both Land Fae, I call them Land Fae because I don't know what else to call them, or Earth Fae and Sea Fae come together in this book. Chef kisses. Chef kisses. To see her reunite with her best friends. They all grew up together, so they're kind of like siblings in a sense. It was just such a beautiful thing to see. Oh, but I got some baby cuddles at our friend's house. They have a little 6-month-old little baby, and I told her, I was like, this is really why I'm going with her, because I need some baby cuddles. I've been having baby fever for the last couple months now, and obviously I can't have any more babies. I'm just like, I just want to cuddle the baby, and just, you know, I just love holding babies. I just love being around babies. They just make me so happy, and she is the cutest little thing with the cutest little chubby cheeks. Just make you want to hold them. She's just adorable. Back to reading. I'll be back whenever I am done reading the Everqueen. Like I said, 90%. I'm about to be done. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I finished it. It's 12:48 and I finished the Everqueen. Kind of want to read the third book, but not right now. I don't think I can handle that back to back. Even though they're pretty quick paced, I don't know. I need to like switch it up because I feel like a slump's coming on, and we don't need a slump. Oh my god, a slump. I have a couple just random books here that I've been wanting to get to but haven't got to. I think I want to read a Brittany Cherry book. Yo, I think so. I have the mixtape and I have the Coldest Winter, and I feel like because it is winter time, this is like a perfect read. It's kind of what I am leaning towards. This one just intrigues me. I'll read the back here, but I just want to give you guys my update on the Everqueen and the Everking as my animals fight. What I have to say. I loved it. I think we're talking about the Everqueen right now, and then I'll give you my ratings at the end of what I have to say. But personally, I loved it. I think it was very fast-paced, very engaging, very addicting. You just wanted to know how we were going to defeat the traitors and how we were going to get past all these magical elements that are going on in this world, and just things like that, you know, because I felt like as things kept going, we kept on learning different magical element that certain faes had, and I thought that was very intriguing and very just, oh, I want to know everything, right? That's literally was my mindset while reading this. Another great part of this whole series, not only seeing all the action and fighting and them trying to defend their land and keep their title, we're seeing the sea, I call them Land Fae, but you can call them Earth Fae, come together and unite and fight against a common enemy, because now that Livia is queen, it is a common enemy because she is a part of the Earth Fae and things along those lines. I just loved it. I also love seeing Eric learn more about the Sea Witch, which was his grandmother, which you find out in book 1, and learning that there's more family out there and that she did try, but there were just certain things that she just couldn't get to him the way that she wanted to. And just seeing kind of just both their families and lives kind of combined, I really enjoyed that, because there was always such hatred for one another and terror when they were going to come back and kind of go against each other. Now we have the Eric and Livia who brought them together, and there is no more of this because now they are all one. And I love seeing that. Their love just made me so giddy, so happy. I feel like you read books and sometimes you're like, yeah, I can see them kind of lasting forever. In your mind, you're like, yeah, they're probably gonna last a couple years. Like, no, this one is like, I felt their love, their soul just coming together, loving each other for eternity. I just loved it. I loved every second of reading it, especially the second book, because it was so action-packed. And one thing about me, I love a book that we're gonna have a war. It's gonna be action. I love that in fantasy, romantasy, whatever book, give it to me, I'm gonna eat it up. Especially if it's well done, and this one was very well done. Fiona got what she deserved and more. That was what I was looking forward to seeing, Fiona getting her ass whooped and, you know, put in her place. And yeah, we seen that. What else I wanted to say? I know there's something else, but yeah, no, I loved it. I loved every second. I cannot wait to read the third book. Like I said, I'm not gonna read it, I don't think anytime soon, just because I've been reading Romantasy for, I feel like, the last like 3 months, and I'm like, okay, I need to just mix it up. I need to read something, you know, romance obviously, but not like fantasy before I burn myself out, and we don't want to get burnt out this year. Oh, what was I saying? Jesus. But yeah, I can't wait for the third book because we're following Jonas and the elf princess I don't know how to pronounce her name, but we all know who. Her powers are frightening, but also the way that she can just destroy everyone and not give a fuck about it. Love that for her. I literally love that for her. The way that she doesn't do that, it shows how much, I don't want to say control, but like how much power she truly does have over it all, even though it kind of takes away her feelings the more that she uses it. You know what? I can't wait. I can't wait for that book because I think that one's definitely going to be like an enemies to lovers because of what happens between Sanders, Jonas, and her. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to read that one. I think next I'm gonna read the coldest winter. So let's read what it's about. I think I read this before, but I can't, not read it, but like I think I read the back to you guys before, but I can't remember what it's about for me. It says, I didn't know he was forbidden until after our one night stand. I met Milo Cordy during his self-destructive era, and he met me at the beginning of mine. That night when we crossed paths at the college party, we only had one goal: to feel good during our hellstorms. After we parted ways, I planned never to see him again. That was until I showed up for my first day as a student teacher and found him sitting right there before me. Now I was forced to cross paths with the person meant to be nothing more than a faded memory. The more time we spent together, the more drawn I felt towards him. When his world shifted for the worse, I couldn't help but to lean in closer. I'd always done the right thing. For the first time ever, I wanted to do something very wrong. I wanted to fall in love with the one person who was off limits. The problem with falling for something forbidden, once you begin the descent, you were destined to crash and burn. Tell me that does not sound good. That sounds like I'm about to crash and burn with them because we're about to start this like ASAP now. I have so many books on my desk. If you guys could see this, well, these are all, yeah, these are basically all in red books. Yeah. That's correct. I also have the mixtape, which this one sounds really good, heartbreaking, and like kind of healing in one, you know, that's what this sounds. Then I have There Is No Devil, which I just want to finish this duet. It's not my favorite. The first one was my favorite. I don't know how the second one's gonna go, but I do eventually want to get to this. These are just books that I'm thinking about picking up after. Then I have Wild Love. Definitely need to read this. I want to read all the books in this series and then go into her other series. We have Taming Six. I was thinking about picking this one up next, but then I looked at the text and I was like, why is it so tiny? Like I don't know if you guys can see, but like up there, right there, yep, I have the, not the special edition one, but like the discreet covered one. I love them. But then I got this one because she wasn't coming out with those, the other ones in that one. And then I looked at this and I was like, girl, I'm gonna have to read like this if I want to see the words and read. So I do want to pick this up sometime. Then I also thought about finishing the Assassin Blade. So I have 2 more novellas in here to finish. I just have this. So I think honestly, if I'm feeling up to going back into another fantasy, I might pick up this one and read it because I really want to get through the Throne of Glass series this year. That is the goal, one of my huge goals this year. And that would make me have read all of Sarah J Maas's books. Also need to read A Court of Silver Flames. Still haven't read that one, need to read that one. And then I would have read, I think, all of her books at this point then. So that's the goal. We're gonna start The Coldest Winter just because I don't know why, it's drawing me in and I want to read it. We're gonna start that. I'll be back with some updates here soon. Basically have just, obviously over here, there's a ton. There are these, there's some more over here. There's just books everywhere on my desk that I want to read, and I have no, like, it's just all over the place. There's no like, oh, this is this. Well, this stack right here is, I still can't, right here are all fantasy, and this right here is pretty much fantasy as well, I believe. This is like dark romance, a love, like a romance, dark romance, fantasy, and this is just like all combined. I don't have no clue what's going on that I want to get to this year. This year I'm trying to really focus on reading physical copies that I have, but I suck at it because Kindle Unlimited sucks me into all these other books, and I start 20 million different other books on my Kindle that I can't help it, guys. I can't help it. But I'm gonna get to reading because, you know, that's what the goal is for today, is to read, and read some more. Just read like the prologue. Right, is that what? Yeah, the prologue. I'm gonna read it to you guys, okay? Because I think this book might actually break my heart. I might be in tears. I didn't realize this was gonna be what it is gonna be, once I read this to you guys will know. 11 months ago, my world, the first year is the hardest. That's what I remember from when I lost my mother. I remember feeling as if the world were moving in slow motion, yet somehow spinning wildly out of control at a wicked speed all at once. It was as if every little thing triggered me in some way. Even happy occasions felt depressing because I realized she wasn't there to celebrate the big moments with me. What was worse was that she wasn't there for the small moments. Sometimes felt even more important to me than the big ones. I'm sorry I'll be missing out on the moments. The big ones, the small ones, the in-betweens. I'm sorry I won't be there to give you the pieces of me you'll need when the world gets heavy. I'm sorry our goodbye came sooner than we'd hoped, but I do want to leave you with something, a gift of sorts. It's my recipe box. You know how much this means to me, and I want to pass it down to you. Hundreds of my favorite meals I've made for you throughout your life are within it. If you ever feel inspired to cook a meal, I want you to have this. I hope this helps you feel me when you lose your way. Tell me this isn't gonna break my heart, because it's gonna break my heart. I hope you taste my love in every single bite. I love you always. Then a little bit more after that. Find me in the sunrises. I'll always be there, waiting to shine on you. Con amor, mama. Tell me it's gonna break my heart without telling me it's gonna break my heart, right? Like, what? I was not expecting to pick up such an emotional read, but I already know this is gonna break my heart. Put it back together and then break it again, because we're gonna probably see them, whether it's the main male character or the main female character, dealing with grief and how they're gonna overcome their grief, and watching them go probably through the stages of grief. So if you guys see me sobbing my eyes out, you guys know why, because who starts I'm gonna break my heart. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be a sobbing mess. I think the triggers were like, obviously, grief, substance abuse, depression. I don't know if self-harm was one. I can't recall. Just give it to me. Anything that deals with like substance abuse or drugs or whatever the case may be in that realm. Obviously, unfortunately, I have dealt with that. Not me personally, but like family members, parents. So I think that, not that it triggers me, but like I feel for the characters that are suffering because of a loved one going through that, or they're going through it themselves or something crazy like that. I don't know, it just tugs on my heart. I think that's why redeeming 6 and saving 6 tug at my soul. Like, I sobbed my eyes out reading that. I'm just not only getting Aoife's point of view while reading that, but also getting his point of view while reading it, because always getting another side, like what the abuser is feeling, what they're going through. If you know people who go through that, it kind of opens your mind to understanding a little bit more how they're going through that, what they're feeling. And then, not that it makes you feel guilty, but like, I don't know, I think it's just such a relatable thing that so many of us experience, or see someone, not experience myself, but like you see, like you're experiencing it as the observer of someone going through that. And it breaks your heart, because there's like nothing you can truly do to try to get someone out of a situation like that unless they want the help themselves and are willing to make the progress themselves. Sorry, I didn't want to go on a rampage about that because I didn't expect this to go through that, but if it's anything like Saving 6 and how we seen them deal with that, it's gonna break my heart. It's gonna break me. Anything with substance abuse, like I said before, it just doesn't, I don't want to say it triggers, but like it triggers. There's no better way to say it. It does trigger, but not in a bad way where it's like I can't read about it or anything like that. It's like more like relatable, and I know I'm gonna sob my eyes out over the littlest thing. Thinking about it just stresses me out, but I'm gonna get to reading. Once I get into it, I'll let you guys truly know what's going on. But I had to come on and read that to you guys because I'm just like, I was not expecting that at all. So my kids are in my room, so I came out here to read you guys this because of the nerve. Okay, so she just walked in on her boyfriend who was going to propose to her that night. They're in their junior year of college. They met freshman year, okay? So I'm just gonna read this to you because she just caught him getting head, okay? On the day he's supposed to propose to her, on her birthday, he goes, "I was still going to propose to you tonight. On paper, you and I are a great match, starlet. My parents like you. They think you're good for me. Unlike Meredith, she's wild and fun while you're you." She goes, "What's that supposed to mean?" I asked, offended by his tone. He sounded as if he was mocking me. "You know, a bit boring and predictable, in a good way, of course," he remarked. "I like that I always know how you're going to act. You never step out of your box. That's very good. You're like Cheerios, slightly basic but good for the heart. Meredith is like a sugary cereal that leads to diabetes or something. I mean, it's good. It's so good, but like bad for you. But you're Cheerios. I like Cheerios. My parents..." No, he did not just compare her to fucking Cheerios. The cereal in general. What? He did not. What an asshole. But like bad for you. But you're Cheerios. I like Cheerios. My parents like them more. But I think I'd be a bigger fan with age. I'd probably like you so much in our 30s. Ma'am, this guy is a dirtbag. He is not for you, Starlet. Go find your man now, because this one is not cutting it. No, douchebag Canyon. Who? He called her Cheerios. Nobody likes Cheerios. I'm sorry, and if you do, I'm sorry about that. They are a decent cereal, but like, no. He said, you're basic, sir, and you're a dirtbag. What? No, he didn't. No, I want to fight him for her, because no, he did not just call her some Cheerios. John. It's always the Johns. I love this guy already, and we don't even know his name, and I'm sorry. Super Bowl's on in the background. He goes, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope this year brings you more face sittings. That's my New Year's resolution for you. By all means, I'll be your first chair. Sir, I will happily go sit on your face. The next day, I did not know. Okay, so I knew this was like is it really a student teacher and a student romance, but I didn't know that this kid was in high school. I mean, he is older for being in high school. I believe he's like 19, she's 21. But when they had the one night stand, she did not know that he was a high schooler. This whole time I'm reading it, I'm thinking he's like a senior in college. That's what I'm thinking. And then it says high school, and I was just like, oh, when did this happen? So I want to see how this plays out. Because obviously she's freaking out, because she's like, oh my god, like, I slept with one of my students. I didn't even know he was a student. I guess this is like her part of the semester where she's student teaching at a high school. Yeah, I was not expecting that, honestly. I thought it was like they were in college and she was like a TA or something, or like a college professor, and then like he was a student in that class or something like that. So we're gonna see how this all plays out though. It's not throwing me off. It was a little thrown off because I was like, wait, what? He's a high school student, Jesus Christ. But I didn't know they also had it on KU, so I'm reading it on KU. I'm going like back and forth. When I get tired of reading on here, I read on here. We're just mixing it up today. I am 25% into it on chapter 8. We're gonna get into this because he's the one who lost his mom 11 months ago, and it's coming up on a year, and he's very just barely living, if that makes sense. Like, he's drinking, he's partying, he's using sex to cope, he's having panic attacks, he's going through it all, but his dad isn't doing much better either. Really, his dad is kind of just trying to like just push him away. He's trying to convince him to join the military. They're just not doing well. I wonder how she's gonna come in and kind of bring them together. At least that's what I'm hoping happens. I guess it's gonna take a lot, because you can tell he's a very stubborn person and doesn't like to let people in. He doesn't like talking about his emotions, but with her he feels like he can, but he hasn't done so far. So that's kind of where we're at. Sorry that my son's here just talking. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Still annoyed with her ex. Still can't believe they did what they did, her and Milo. The way that she goes, but like, you were very mature when you were doing what you were doing. I just started cracking up because I was like, no shit. I literally thought you were older. Why were you at a frat party? I was internally giggling and cracking up because she's a very awkward person. You can tell she doesn't socialize a lot because she's always studying and in her books. But when they come together, it's like they can't, like she can't stop talking. It's so funny, but I love what I'm reading. I'm gonna keep reading. I barely read, but I think I'm about to start crying. His pain, I can feel his pain and depression, and I can feel it all. It's making me I think it's hard already for him because his dad isn't coping well. So you're seeing someone you're supposed to kind of, I guess, look up. I don't know how the relationship was before mom passed. You're seeing him obviously struggle now, but not only seeing that, but like now you're seeing your dad, who has lost your mom, has been struggling this whole time too, going on drinking binges, and then you having to take care of him afterwards when you're grieving and you're trying to forget as well. I don't know, there's just so much going on that I just literally want to go to the book and just hug him so tight and let him know, like, yes, it's never going to be the same. You're always going to have some pain, but it will eventually get a little bit better. And that's all I want to do. All I want to do is hug Milo, but like, it will get better eventually. It's not every single time you think of her, you're going to think of pain and seeing her go, because his mom had cancer. So seeing her go the way that she did. No, it's breaking my heart a little. It's breaking my heart just a tad bit. This describes exactly how he's feeling. It says, grief was a complex creature. One day you were sad, the next day you were filled with rage. On occasions, you'd be both, so aggressively angry, so depressingly sad. Sorry about the lighting in here, it's pretty crappy. But, so what makes this book, I was thinking about this, sorry. I haven't really read much. I'm only on 34%. Haven't really got to read much today. What I wanted to say is that I think what makes this book so taboo is that he's in high school and obviously she's a student teacher, but they're only 2 years apart when you really think about it. So it's not that bad, it's just that it looks really bad because he's a senior in high school and she's in college. So I don't know how this is gonna come about. I don't know if they get caught up, because even now, like, they're just so, the chemistry between them, they're so attracted to to one another that it's just hard not to not see them together, I guess. Also, didn't really get to talk to you guys about this, but the oh my god, I can't talk. Kendrick Lamar halftime show. As soon as it started, I was like, this is about to be so fucking iconic, and I was not wrong. I was literally texting my sister and I was like, I think this is my favorite halftime show in a very long time, and she was like, I think it's kind of boring. I'm like, but I was like, this is his vibe. I'm like, it's so him, it's so iconic. All the symbolism, things that he put while freaking doing his thing. And the way that he goes, say Drake, and looks right in the camera and fucking smiles. No, he didn't. He was like, what are you about to do about that, Drake? Like, the whole world just listened to this. And he fucking just do live. Like, what do you even do during that situation? Also ordered a new, so I do love black and white nails, but I got this. I have been looking for like the perfect brown gel color for like my skin tone. All the other ones I have are kind of more like of an ashen brown, and I wanted like a true chocolate brown. So I ordered one, well, last night. I'm supposed to be getting here tomorrow, so I think I'm gonna redo my nails then. Just pop these off, and because as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see right there, but like they're already chipping, and it's because I always go back and forth between putting the base. Always put a base, then your gel color, your shiny or matte coat, because I notice every time I don't use my base, they start chipping like crazy, and like the paint on it chipped even more. So I'm trying not to bite my nails. That's why I always put nails on, because I bite my actual nails because anxiety gets the best of me. I'm laughing because she's complaining about how she booked 2 hotel rooms because she doesn't want to stay in a room with him, obviously because of her being a student teacher, him being a student. And the employee goes, I mean, I could think of worse looking men to share a room with, she teased. Scarlett raised her head and made the most dramatic eye roll I'd ever witnessed. Please don't stroke his ego. No, by all means stroke it. I love being stroked. Tell her, Scar. Tell her how I love being stroked. He has no chill, and I love that. I love that for her and for him. How they're bonding and how she's having him open up about his mom. It's been going really good. I'm only 37% into it, so I'm waiting for the other shoe to just drop. I was not expecting that. So I had to pick up my camera because I'm about to be in tears. This poor kid cannot catch a break in life. Oh, and my heart is hurting for him so bad. Oh god, I knew this book was gonna be emotional, and don't know why I'm crying at this part because it is pretty emotional. Oh my goodness, that's probably every person's worst nightmare what he's currently going through. I cannot imagine what he's feeling, how he's feeling. Sorry, you guys are hearing the sound machine. Oh my god, oh my god. My heart is literally, and I know it's not I mean, it's serious, but it's not that serious. Okay, I take it back. It is serious. It's a very huge thing from going from having that sense all your life to then not having it. So I think it's more of a shock to your system, I think. But then not having the support that you would have had if your mom was there. I just feel really bad for him. Oh, and I wish I could say more, but I can't. Wait, I'm sorry because I'm still bawling my eyes, but I don't even know if you guys can hear me because of the sound machine. Wanted to get on and read this quote because still crying. Don't mind, I was just ugly crying. But he goes, one day I'm going to love you out loud and it will be the best day of my life. And if you guys know what part I'm at, like my heart literally hurts for him. It's like he was just getting out of his depression, just looking at life like it's gonna be okay, and he gets hit with probably one of the most scariest news that you can get hit with, other than it being like something like cancer or anything like that. I think that would probably, the news he gets, it would probably be like one of my worst nightmares, or one of my fears. I don't want to say one of my worst nightmares, one of my fears. And oh my god, he's just, I just want to hug him. I just can't wait to see how it all ends. It says I still have 3 hours and 19 minutes left in this book, so if I can finish it tonight, that would be amazing, but I don't know if I'm going to, but we'll see. I finished The Coldest Winter, and when I say from when you guys seen me crying in the last clip, I cried the rest of the book. I was so emotional. I did not realize it was going to hit me the way that it hit me after we find out something serious, obviously, that was going on with him. The love that they had, the love that he had for her. Obviously, unfortunately, there is a third act breakup, but I feel like it kind of just makes this book. I feel like usually in third act breakups, you're kind of like, why the freak did it happen? But I feel like it kind of brought both sides of their family together in a sense. I love the conversations that he had with her dad, but I do want to read a quote that the dad said to him. Hold on to your love for her and her love for you, even from a distance. Scarlett's love got me through my heartbreak from losing my wife. Her love is what saved me, even when I was sometimes distant. Use that love, that feeling, to help you through the currents of your grief. Then once you begin to swim again, and you will, Milo, swim home to her. swoon, cry, break. I was just so emotional. This is one of those books where it's like, I don't know, I'm a type of person where I get very, I think I've said this multiple times, but I get very invested in my character. That is my homegirl, that is my homeboy. Like, you know, like that invested in them that I was left wanting more of them. I wanted to see them 10, 20, 30 years down the line. I loved this book. This is my first Brittany Cherry book, and when I tell y'all, I will definitely be reading more of her. If this broke me like this, don't know what all her other books are gonna do. I don't know if they're as emotional as this one, but I have a feeling that they might be. Count me in, because I will be reading it. Also helps that I got a physical book off of my physical, you know, TBR, so that's always nice. But holy crap, like I had to do my makeup because my eyes were so puffy. Like you can tell that I was crying a shit ton, but it was all worth it because I loved every second of the story. Seeing her help him through his grief, seeing how the dynamic between his dad and him was, having that wake-up call for his dad. I think it's just like, it really resembled going through the stages of grief and how different people deal with grief. Like, you know, you seen his dad self-destructing, you seen him self-destructing, but slowly coming out of it because of her. I just personally just loved everything. I think it was beautiful to see him come out of his grief. I think it was beautiful to see him wake up and feel again, to see this connection that he had with her. Like I said, it is kind of taboo, I guess. Forbidden, okay, not taboo, I take that back. Forbidden, because she is a college student teaching at his school, or a student teacher, basically. Yep, that's exactly what she is. Not basically, that is what she is. And then meeting him, how they met, things like that. I don't know, I was all for it. I was all for it after I seen the connection they truly had. I loved it. I just, there's nothing bad that I can say about it. I love that it pulled my emotions. I love that I was so invested in both characters, in them coming back together. Not only them, but they had like her dad, Charlotte's dad, was amazing. Like, he raised her so well. The wisdom that he has given her throughout the whole story, amazing. Like, even when it's like he knew what she needed when she needed, and the way that they were both connected to their mother even though they passed, and like her showing him like it's okay to miss them, but like you don't constantly need to, like, she wouldn't want to see you this way technically, you know. She would want you to enjoy the little things. It's okay for things to remind you of her. Like, it's okay to have good days, it's okay to have bad days, it's okay to shut everybody out if that's what you need to do. Like, it is okay, like you're going to be okay. Devoured it. Like, Milo, I just wanted, the whole time reading it, I wanted to just go through the book and just hug him and like never let go. Like, that's what I felt like he needed. He needed the support. He needed the love. His dad needed the support and the love. How he realized, like, hey, yes, I'm grieving, but my dad had a whole life with her before I was even here. So his grief, I would have loved to got a story on his dad for some reason. Just, he's basically lost everyone that was ever important to him or meant something truly to him. And then to find out that his son, what his son is going through, it had to be like a punch in the face. It had to have been. Overall, I love the story. I love the concept. I love what she did with it. The cover is beautiful. Just everything about the story is beautiful, and I didn't want it to end. I ended up giving it a 4.5 stars. I can't remember what I said, but it was so worth it. It was so worth it. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the vlog now just so that I can start a new one, because we all know that I suck at this, starting new ones. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!